Good Sunday evening, everyone. We are live on Facebook on our Snowbird Bob page and also over on YouTube. We are tracking soon to be Francine in the Gulf, and it's expected to rapidly strengthen into a hurricane by midweek. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, so please click that thumbs up button, that like button over on Facebook. Click that like button over on YouTube as well. Please comment where you're from. We'd love to hear from you. Please share this with your friends and family as well. If you're over on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It's basically like liking a page on Facebook. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit all notifications, and you'll be notified every time we go live or post any video content over on YouTube. Also, our winter weather forecast just came out last week to the Supporter Hub. If you want to join the Supporter Hub, there's going to be a link in comments, or I think there's a button in comments as well. If you click over to become a subscriber on YouTube or Facebook, that is, you can click that. and then see our winter weather forecast that was just published this past week. All right, let's get into all the latest with soon to be France. All right, we're going to go over the latest satellite picture here. I'm sure you saw that before the countdown timer started, but basically, this system, let me get this off here so you can kind of see it. Basically, the system is down here in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. It is gradually organizing and going to continue its northwest track before getting into a more of a north and northeast track as we get towards midweek. Okay, so here's the latest as of 7 p.m. from the National Hurricane Center. They're saying as well, system is gradually organizing over the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. There's an increased risk of life-threatening storm surge and damaging winds along the upper Texas and Louisiana coast by midweek. There's no tropical storm watches or warnings or hurricane watches out yet. I think probably by tomorrow they're going to start issuing those watches, especially hurricane watches up there towards southeastern parts of Texas Gulf Coast up to Louisiana as well. There is tropical storm watches out for parts of Mexico, basically from the mouth of Rio Grande south into Mexico as well. So as of right now, there's 50-mile-per-hour sustained winds. It's still kind of, it's not really tropical characteristic yet, but it's going to be that way. That's why this is not a named storm yet. It's still saying this is a potential tropical cyclone. So it's going to become a tropical storm probably anytime over the next 12, 24 hours, and then probably rapidly strengthen. People need to think about, we've seen this time and time again, the Gulf of Mexico waters are ridiculously hot. Okay, so anything that gets going, this has a chance to rapidly strengthen. So National Hurricane Center is planning on a Cat 1 right now at landfall, but you may need to plan for possibly a Cat 2 or maybe even higher than that, because we've seen these things in the Gulf time and time again blow up within 20 or 12 to 18 hours, and then people are surprised. So I don't want you to be surprised if this thing makes landfall, a possible Cat 2. We need a plan for that as of right now. Okay, so let me get into this next graphic. Shows the actual latest, so you can actually see it. All right, here's the latest as of 7 p.m. Central Time. Maximum sustained winds are at 50 miles per hour. Like I said, this is not an actual tropical system yet. It is developing into a tropical storm by tomorrow. It's still potential tropical cyclone 6. Maximum sustained winds 50 miles an hour. Movement is northwest at 5. There will be a general slow northwestward to northward motion is expected over the next day or so, followed by a faster motion to the northeast beginning late Tuesday. On the forecast track, the disturbance is expected to move just offshore of the northern Gulf of Mexico through Tuesday and approach the upper Texas and Louisiana coastline on Wednesday. Latest Air Force recon data suggests that, like I said, winds are near 50 miles per hour. The system is expected to become a tropical storm on Monday, with more significant intensification forecast to occur on Tuesday. As of right now, the National Hurricane Center is expecting this to become a hurricane before it reaches the northwestern Gulf Coast. Like I said, this will have a chance, as soon as it gets its act together, to rapidly strengthen. So even though the National Hurricane Center is saying it could be a Cat 1, as it gets towards the southeastern coast of Texas here into Louisiana, but you probably need to plan on a Cat 2 hurricane just to be safe. Okay, so any interest down towards southeastern Texas through Louisiana, even up through the Mississippi Valley, because this thing, as soon as it gets on shore here, it may come right up the Mississippi River here, all the way up towards the Boot Heel, Missouri. So very, very beneficial rains could be possible up towards Tennessee, Kentucky, parts of Arkansas, Missouri, where we're starting to get some drought issues ongoing. So this is welcome news for Tennessee and Kentucky, parts of Missouri and Arkansas, but unwelcome news for parts of Texas and Louisiana because you've had a lot of flooding here in the past week because we've had a stalled out frontal boundary with multiple disturbances coming across. We've had a ton of rain down towards the Gulf Coast already, and this is just going to cause more problems. Plus, wind damage is possible as well, tornadoes as well, especially on the dirty side of this hurricane. So there's just a lot of things going on regarding this possible Francine that's going to be named by tomorrow. All right, now that we went over that in the Gulf of Mexico, we have two other disturbances we are tracking as well. This 7-day forecast for this red X here, there's a 70% likelihood of development. They're saying that this is slowly developing as well. Environmental conditions appear conducive for additional development over the next couple of days. They're expecting a tropical storm is likely to develop by in the next few days as it continues to move west slowly north or west northwest around 10 miles an hour over the next few days. So there could be another tropical system here starting to move its way towards possibly Puerto Rico, up towards the Bahamas, stuff like that. So, and then we have another system behind that has a 50% chance of development. They're thinking over the next 7 days that tropical depression can form possibly by late week with this system as well. So tropics are finally coming alive and may start going crazy here over the next 2 to 3 weeks. So you're gonna be hearing a lot from me. Basically, we're gonna have live updates all the way till landfall every night until landfall, and then we'll be going over these systems as well in the Atlantic. Okay, so we're probably wondering where this thing is going, what the possible intensity could be. We're going to take a look at a few models here, and we're going to look at how much rainfall could be possible as well. All right, let's take a look at possible rainfall. Like I said, this will change. All depends on where the track of this system goes. But as of right now, this is going to be a welcome relief up here towards Tennessee and Kentucky, where you're going through some few pockets of major drought across parts of Tennessee. So maybe 2 to 4 inches across parts of southern Kentucky here through parts of Tennessee. And then as you get further south, probably ramping it up 3 to 6 inches possible through Mississippi, parts of Alabama, maybe as far as southeastern Arkansas. And then as you get towards the Gulf Coast, so probably 10 to 15 plus inches is possible. All depends on the track of this system. If it goes a little bit further west and rides up through possibly eastern Arkansas instead, which is a possibility, this heavier rain is going to come a little bit further west as well. Kentucky through Tennessee, you're still going to get some rain though, and Mississippi and Alabama. You're still get rain with this system. Some of this rain could sneak further west, so it all depends on the track. So be aware with changes. Stay up on our Facebook page. And if you're not seeing updates on your feed, please search our page. And if you react more often, comment more often, our post will come up in your feed more often. The algorithm will keep on going for you, and it'll pop up first in your feed instead of not seeing posts at all. So please react to these posts as you see them. It helps us. It helps us help you basically, so you can see the posts and see the latest information with this possible systems. And we're going to get into winter too, so we're going to have a lot more updates through as we get winter storms coming into the area as well as we get into late fall and of course into winter. But we're going to have to deal with probably a lot of hurricane activity over the next 2 to 3 weeks as the tropics are really starting to ramp up across the region. All right, let's take a look at a few models here. All right, this is basically the ATCF guidance is basically all the hurricane models thrown in here, tracking this system, and it's got a general consensus to basically skirt the Gulf Coast here of Texas, come up towards southeastern coast of Texas. This is where the center of it is going. Like I said, there's going to be a wide range of impacts around this thing as well. And the dirty side of the system, more than likely, will be over far southeastern Texas into Louisiana. Now, as this track goes up through Louisiana, it could possibly, this really favors a more of an eastern Arkansas kind of track going up through basically just west of the Mississippi River and then riding up into possibly the boot heel of Missouri as well. So, said lots of rain possible. Good news for parts of Kentucky and Tennessee, parts of Mississippi as well, where some people haven't got rain in a long time, and parts of Arkansas, Missouri as well. So this is welcome relief there. As far as parts of southeastern Texas along the Gulf Coast into Louisiana, they've already had a ton of rain over the past 10 days, and there's going to get even more. And then we're going to have wind on top of this, storm surge, stuff like that. So need to keep an eye on this system, especially Louisiana, parts of Texas. Flooding is going to be a major hazard, storm surge as well, and then wind, possibly, over gusts over 100 miles per hour at times, especially as this thing really starts ramping up into a hurricane. And like I said, I will prepare for at least a Cat 2 at landfall. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best across this area. So there's the latest tracks right here. Let's take a look at a few different other guidance models here as well. All right, we're going to take a look at a few other models. Here's the latest GFS. And this thing has this thing rapidly strengthening. This is going into Wednesday afternoon, 973 low with possible, like I said, 100-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Like I said, I would prepare for a Cat 2 at landfall, at least. Like I said, prepare for the worst, hope for the best across this area. And this thing actually has it landfalling in Louisiana. All right, let's take a look at the Canadian. All right, the Canadian is a lot weaker than some models here. Canadian's a lot weaker than the rest of the models here. This actually brings it a landfall, basically southeastern parts of Texas, and then heading into Louisiana, and then going up towards Mississippi. Let's see what the Euro has to say. All right, here's the latest 18Z European. This goes basically late Wednesday, trying to make landfall basically central Louisiana Gulf Coast as of Wednesday. So there's a wide range of possibilities, like I said. So anywhere from the Texas Gulf Coast into Louisiana, you need to stay up on the weather over the next few days. Like I said, watches and warnings will probably be issued by tomorrow morning, especially hurricane watches. I would assume parts of the southwestern coast of Louisiana into parts of southeastern Texas along the Gulf Coast here as well. So hurricane watches will probably be put up as we go into tomorrow. So time to prepare is going to be over the next few days, because as we get into late Tuesday into Wednesday, especially late Wednesday, that's when we're expecting landfall as of right now. Okay, so flooding rains, significant storm surge possible as well, along with possibility of a Cat 2 hurricane making landfall. Very possible. Like I said, these Gulf of Mexico waters are very warm across the area, across the Gulf of Mexico. So here's the latest track. If you missed it earlier, expected to become a tropical storm by tomorrow, and then rapidly probably strengthen as we get towards Wednesday, and then probably make a landfall close to southeastern or far southeastern parts of Texas, maybe even into Louisiana. And then where it goes from there is a big question. Could go a little bit more west through central Arkansas up to Missouri, or could just basically go straight up through the Mississippi River Valley, all the way up through the boot heel of Missouri. Very beneficial rains into Kentucky, Tennessee, and parts of Mississippi, but bad news across Louisiana and parts of Texas, since they've had a ton of rain over there over the past 10 days. Like I said, we will be live every night going forward until landfall, giving you all the latest information. We'll be posting on Facebook as well. All the latest information. Every time there's an advisory, there will be a post on Facebook showing you all the information, all the updates from the National Hurricane Center. So please give us a follow over on YouTube and Facebook as well. But there will be, like I said, we'll be posting a lot of content over on Facebook, um, and then have nightly videos going forward. Thank you so much for watching. Time is to prepare is now across parts of the southeastern Texas coast into parts of southwestern central Louisiana Gulf Coast as well. Watches will be going up probably by tomorrow across the southeastern Texas Gulf Coast into parts of Louisiana. Probably hurricane watches. There'll be tropical storm watches or warnings surrounding that. All right. Stay safe out there. We'll keep you updated. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good rest of your evening.